Well, let's look back on what happened now with a man who witnessed firsthand the aftermath of the attacks here in Paris, even though he wasn't actually even in the country when they took place. He came directly to Paris after the attacks, partly to check on his family, but also to try to capture the moment. The photographs of the well-known French-Syrian photographer Ammar Abd Rabbo, an historic reminder of what happened. And he joins us now from Beirut. Thanks very much for being with us on the programme. Whilst we talk, we're going to look at some of your pictures. But first of all, just tell us how you felt when you heard initially about the attacks.
Oh, I felt terrible. It was something extremely scary, extremely sad. I mean, Paris is my city, and it was the same year also a few months after Charlie Hebdo attacks. So it was the second time the city was hit in a very extreme and a very terrible way. So I was very, very shocked and sad.
And you decided to come straight here. Why?
Yes, of course. I had to. First of all, I was on a trip to Lebanon and working on Syria. At that time, it was the war, and also the war in Syria was linked to the attacks because some of the terrorists attacking the Bataclan were talking about Syria during the hostage crisis. So I came because my family is in Paris. I wanted to be near them. I wanted to be with them during that moment, and also to witness and to document what was happening, even if it's in the aftermath. And also because, as I told you, being French Syrian, I was in the middle of this. You know, I was. You like it or not, but you are dragged into something like this. You need to explain to friends, to people, to your family, to your kids, what is happening exactly, why there is this link. And so, yeah, there was no doubt I had to be there very quickly. So I took the first flight leaving Beirut next day, and I was in Paris on Saturday.
There's one of those photographs that we've seen going through there while we've been talking to you there, particularly that one with the placard saying, "I'm a Muslim, but against terrorism." Is that something that you particularly wanted to feature, if you like, within your pictures?
Of course, you know, every photographer uses his own sensitivity and his own knowledge or history in his photos. So yes, when I saw this sign among thousands of signs, it wasn't the only one. There were many in the same way. I felt I had also to document it because, of course, for the people who did the attack, and also for some people who were maybe in politics or the far right or something like that, it was a perfect event, a tragic event, but a perfect event to divide the French society, to attack the French society, to say this country where there is the largest Muslim community in Europe is a country that is fragile, and we're gonna make it explode, let's say. So it was very important to say we are all together in this grief. It's not you against us. It's not a community issue here. It's a national issue. It's a civilization issue. And I mean, this kind of signs were very important for me to shoot and to show.
Another sign of that comes in some of the other pictures that you took of officials, of people gathering for minutes of silence as well. We can look at some of those images. I mean, tell us why you wanted to take those.
As I tell you, when you arrive after an event like this one, and it's a huge event, everybody in the world was talking about it for days and days. You have to try to capture many things. The popular, let's say, the street reaction, people who came very spontaneous way to come and leave flowers or leave words or just cry, etc. But also it was interesting to see the officials of Paris, the mayor. This is the City Hall of Paris, where I've been tens of times for different celebrations. So I wanted also to be there at that sad time, because it's when it's the same if you have a friend or a lover. You cannot just be here for happy moments. You have also to be here when things are not good, when the person is in the hospital or when the person has been wounded in an accident or something like that. It's nice to be there also and to document.
You also managed to capture some of the patriotism as well. We showed earlier on in the programme some images of the Eiffel Tower last night, lit up in red, white and blue colours, and it was very much like that as well, wasn't it, just after the attacks?
Yes, exactly. The few next days after the attack, the Eiffel Tower, that usually is, celebrates some events in the world. I remember sometimes it was in the colors of Brazil or in colors of Turkey, etc. It depends regarding events that are linked to Paris and to these countries. And it was the first time I see it in bleu, blanc, rouge, blue, white, and red in the French flag, with these words also saying in Latin, it never sinks or something like that. This boat never sinks, talking about Paris. And I thought it was very nice also to document it for later. When you do the photos, you never know what will happen with them later. Here I am 10 years later showing them to you and talking about them. When you do them right then, you don't know, are they for today, for tomorrow, for 10 years, 20 years? You never know, but it's also always important to do them.
So digging them out for us, as I know you were yesterday, and looking through them all again, 10 years on, what's your sort of overall sentiment? What are your overall feelings about what happened and what has happened since?
Many things, first of all, the French society, okay, we have fears with the far right. We all know that. We've seen in Europe, many countries go this direction. Maybe since then, maybe these events did participate in the rise of the far right, or the fear. People have fear from foreigners or from Islam or etc. People, I know people in France who think every Muslim is a supporter of Daesh or Islamic State, etc., etc. So yeah, 10 years later, this problem is there, but still the civil society, the French society is still strong, is still holding, it didn't collapse. The Daesh or the Islamic State did collapse, did vanish, was destroyed. The Syrian revolution gained. I mean, it's not perfect yet because it's a revolution and we're into a transition. But at least the dictatorship that was there for 53 years, a terrible dictatorship, has gone, vanished also. So, yeah, it's 10 years that are quite special. It's a very interesting 10 years, definitely.
Ammar Abd Rabbo, thank you very much for being with us on the programme today. Good to talk to you on such an historic day and look at some of your pictures as well. Thanks for sharing them with us here on France 24 for today's perspective. Just a reminder, once again, special programme a little bit later on here on France 24 to pay tribute to those who lost their lives later. It starts at 17:55, so just before 6 p.m. this evening, Paris time, covering that main memorial service a little bit later on. We'll also have coverage of the service from the Stade de France, which happens around 11:30 a.m. Paris time, so just under 2 hours' time, so stay with us for that as well.